class, welcome to your English Kaksha again. Today we will do your next poem, Amanda. That is very interesting poem and written by Robin Glenn. In this poem, the mental state of a young school-going girl is revealed that is constantly nagged or checked by her mother with a long list of do's and don'ts. Nobody likes restrictions, right? And in the same way, what kind of behavior the girl shows to her mother and the fancies or the whims she woven around herself is given in this poem. So watch the video very carefully because line to line explanation is given, and along with it, literary devices, how to identify in each and every poem whatever you are reading will help you a lot. So let's start the reading of the poem. Amanda is an interesting poem that is written by Robin Glenn. Let's read more about the poet. Robin McMurdo Glenn is an Australian author of books for children. She is widely considered one of Australia's most prolific and beloved authors. She won many awards for her literary work. Now we will see what is given in this poem. This poem gives us a peep into the psyche of a young girl who is not allowed to enjoy a life of her own choice. It means एक ऐसी लड़की का बारे में बताया गया है जिसको खुद की ज़िंदगी जीने के लिए कोई आज़ादी नहीं थी. It is beautifully woven around the central idea of parent-children relationship and it emphasizes the need of a healthy bond between parents and children. Basically central idea क्या है? आजकल बच्चे जो हैं माँ बाप का रोकना टोकना पसंद नहीं करते. They don't like the interruptions and restrictions of parents. So that's why they feel very bonded to the restrictions that are given to them by their parents or that are imposed upon by their parents. Same is given here. When Amanda's mother was asking her not to do that thing, not to do this thing, she feels that she is not allowed to enjoy a life of her own choice. Fine. And the central idea is एक healthy bond होना चाहिए. Parents बच्चों को समझे और बच्चे जो हैं वो parents को समझे. This is the central idea of the poem. Now we will read stanza 1 of the poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Hunch means bend, झुक कर बैठना. Slouching, sitting in a lazy manner, ढीले ढाले बैठना. ठीक है, इसमें क्या दिया हुआ है? Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Here the speaker is Amanda's mother, and poet is describing about little Amanda, who is always pointed out by her mother. And Amanda's mother is always in the habit of constantly checking and scolding. अमांडा की मदर हमेशा उसको चेक करती रहती है और उसको डांटती है. राइट. एंड व्हाट इज गिवन इन दीज लाइन्स? डोंट बाइट योर नेल्स अमांडा. हियर मदर इज कमांडिंग अमांडा not to bite her nails, not to bend her shoulders, and she is asking her to stop while sitting awkwardly, or she asks her not to sit awkwardly because that is not tolerated by the speaker. Who is the speaker? Mother. So Amanda is asked to behave properly. Right? Now we will see stanza 2. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. What is languid? Languid means relaxed, आरामदायक. Emerald sea. Emerald means green color water. Sea, obviously full of water, that is sea. Green color water you can say here. Where the soul inhabited. Soul means individual, alone. Inhabitant, resident, nivasi. Me referring to here. Me is referring to Amanda here. Mermaid. Mermaid is a fish that is having half body of human being or a woman and tail is of a fish. That is called mermaid. जल परी जिसको कहते हैं. Drifting blissfully. Drifting means carried slowly by the water. And blissfully means happily. What is given in these lines? In these lines, Amanda is the speaker. In the first stanza, mother was the speaker. Here, Amanda is the speaker. What she imagines? She imagines herself as a mermaid because she wants to neglect the constant nagging of her mother. She imagines or dreams of a sea with emerald color, green color water and slow lazy waves. She imagines herself to be happy, delightful creature with the head and body of a woman and a tail of a fish. That is called mermaid. Her imagination provides her a blissful state of mind. उसकी इमेजिनेशन जो है वो उसे बहुत ही खुशनुमा वातावरण देती है, बहुत खुश हो जाती है इस चीज़ को सोच के, और वो अपनी कल्पना में खो जाती है. Stanza 3. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. जब अमांडा अपनी कल्पना में खोई थी, and when she was in her imaginative world, her mother came there and she asked her. What she asked? Did you finish your homework, Amanda? If she had finished her homework, or if she had tidied her room, and if she had cleaned her shoes that were told by her mother to clean up. So it means when she was in the imaginative world, Amanda is brought back to the real world by her mother, because she sternly asked if she has finished her work or she has cleaned her room. These lines shows her authoritative nature. Whose nature? Mother's nature. Because her intention is good, but the approach in which she was approaching to Amanda is not good. उसकी इंटेंशन गलत नहीं थी, बट जिस तरीके से वो उससे बात करती है, that was not good. Now we will see stanza 4. I am an orphan roaming the street. I means Amanda. So it means the lines that are given in the bracket are the lines of Amanda, right? So here the speaker is Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. Hushed means quiet. The silence is golden and freedom is sweet. What is given here? The speaker Amanda feels fed up with the noisy, dominating commands of her mother and feels suffocated because she is given no freedom and she wants freedom. That's why she imagines herself to be an orphan child, moving in the street or wandering in the streets in freedom. Therefore, she regards silence to be golden and freedom to be sweet. And she thought that she had, while moving in the street, she had dusted the dust or cleaned up the dust with her bare feet, quite bare feet, right? Now we will see stanza 5. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Here again the speaker is Amanda's mother. In these lines, the speaker shows her excessive concern for her daughter and prohibits to eat her chocolate, for eating chocolates. That may increase her acne problem. And she also commands Amanda to look at her while she is talking to her. Actually, this word please shows her anger and irritation for Amanda's behavior, because she was not liking the behavior of Amanda in which she was behaving. Right? Now we will see stanza 6. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Care means concern. मुझे किसी की परवाह नहीं है. Life in a tower is tranquil. Tranquil means calm and quiet. And rare. Rare means uncommon. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Bright hair means golden hair. What is given here? In these lines, Amanda is imagining herself again. In what form? She is imagining herself as Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a German fairy tale who was having golden hairs. And with her golden hair, वो क्या करती थी? अपने golden hair नीचे लटका देती थी, और जब उसको किसी को बुलाना होता था अपने टावर में, तो वो बुला लेती थी. But here, she is saying that if I would be Rapunzel, then I will certainly never let down my bright hair. मैं अपने बाल कभी भी नीचे नहीं गिराऊंगी. I will never let, or she will never let her hair down to anyone, so that nobody could come to her tower. वो नहीं चाहती. Why she is not willing? Because if anyone will come in the tower, then she will not be having any peaceful or unusual life. Fine. तो वो peaceful life चाहती थी, इसलिए उसने सोचा कि वो रुपंजल बन जाए और वो एक टावर में रहने लगे. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Here in these lines, mother is showing her anger and irritation at the changing mood of Amanda. क्या बोलती है वो? अचानक से इस तरह से बिहेव करना बंद करो, Amanda. You are so moody always. Stop this thing. Anyone would think that I nagged at you. लोग सोचेंगे कि मैं हमेशा तुम्हें डांटती रहती हूँ. Here the mother is showing her concern for the people, not for her daughter. and that shouldn't be done, right? So it means the mother is not caring for her daughter. In spite of that, she is caring about the behavior of the people, what they would think about her. So now we will see what kind of literary devices are used in this poem. First is alliteration. Stop there slouching and sit up straight. Here S is repeated. That's why it is called alliteration. Stop there sulking. S is repeated. Alliteration. Next is repetition. Amanda. Amanda word is repeated in the whole poem. That's why it is repetition. Next is anaphora. Anaphora means where consecutive lines are used, like don't bite your nails, don't hunch your shoulders, and did you finish your homework, did you tidy your room. These lines are called consecutive lines, and these comes in the use of anaphora as a literary device. Next is metaphor or allusion. Both I have taken together. A mermaid. Here mermaid is a metaphor. Amanda is compared to a mermaid. But again, if we will talk about the whole line, a mermaid drifting blissfully. This is illusion. एक कल्पना है पूरी तरह से. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. ये भी illusion और metaphor दोनों है. I am orphan roaming the street. Right? So in this way, these are the literary devices that are used in this poem specially. Thank you.